We like it, the final session here at Weber Cup 16. Every showdown is a potential decider. Both teams know how to win, but which of them can get the job done? The odds stacked massively in Team Europe's favour. They just need that single point. Team USA all 9 on offer in this evening's session. And if they can do that, that'll be the biggest comeback ever in Weber Cup history. Well, Stu Williams was the go-to man this afternoon. How's he going to fare on this Katana lane condition? 42 feet of oil. Let's see his first delivery. And there's the answer. Good strike. And Cass, what are the boys got to deal with this oil pattern?
Well, as you say, Simon, there is 42 feet, so that means there's 18 feet of dry lane between the end of the pattern and the head pin. But it's very heavy in the middle, so the guys are going to have to play further wide on the right-hand side, as Stuart has done, kept the ball straight and just allowed it to take its time and roll up in the last 18 feet. Hit the pocket nicely and carried all 10.
Wes, like a lot of players, below par with his scoring, and that won't help his mood. A lot of that scoring is down to the fact that on the 45 feet oil pattern in this afternoon's session, it was very tough to get over 200. We had some incredible finishes to the games, but not particularly good scoring. And there we go. So he cleans it up in the first frame, but already that slight advantage with Stu Williams.
And the advantage is the fact that he has the chance immediately to shoot 2 strikes in a row and jump out into a decent lead.
And he's going back to the ball that he used in session 1 on the 40-foot oil pattern. So that's the ball that he bowled so well with to open up Weber Cup 16, and he's back on it again.
Yeah, see, he's down the right-hand side of the lane.
Good shot, all the way. It's a double for Williams.
Well called, Simon, yeah. It was a great-looking shot. He's playing the right-hand side of the lane and just allowing it to drift up. You'll notice when Wes stands up, he's in a totally different area of the approach. And that is just a great-looking shot. 2 strikes, straight out the trap.
Not for the first time in the Barnsley Metrodome. Pressure on USA. Teams sitting together as they always do. Great camaraderie off of the lane. On the lane, though, it's about getting the job done. And that's a great shot from Wes Malott. That's a brave move. He stayed with it. Still kept it out wide, controlled the pace and got it into the pocket.
Yeah, it's quite a contrast on different lines that these players are playing. Wes is using the whole width of the lane, going through the heavy oil onto the dry part of the lane and then bringing it back.
Stuart's line a little more conservative. And you would have thought a line where there's less that can go wrong with it, but it's still a problem. If you're tight, Cass, then the ramifications of a miss on that head pin can be horrifying.
Well, the central lane has got 4 times as much oil in it as the outsides of the lane, and this is why Stuart's staying out a little bit. That needs to hold.
Oh, and there we go. Straight through the head pin, and there's your problem.
Well, it's the 3, 6, 10 on the right-hand side of the lane and the 4 and the 7 on the left-hand side of the lane. It looks quite a horrendous split, but it is actually very makeable. If Stuart can get his ball to the right-hand side of this 3-pin, just about there.
Whoa, look at that! What a comeback from Williams. Oh. Yeah, Parker Bowen with a shrug of the shoulders just in front of that sea of blue, the European fans. And you just can't fight this. This is great stuff from Williams.
He must have been listening to what I was saying, because that's a perfect execution of how to get bonus pins, picking up splits like that. Something that the Americans haven't been doing throughout the whole tournament.
Williams has a double, Malott working one, and doesn't get it. That's been the troublesome pin for Wes Malott, that ringing 10 in the corner.
Yeah, it's all to do with the angle of the ball. It enters that 1-3 pocket. The ball goes in behind the head pin. It's just a bit too deep. Consequently, leaves that corner pin standing. So it can only be a spare. It's the tricky 10 pin on the right-hand side corner. Parker Bowen looking on.
Yeah, tricky situation for the USA in so many ways, but their players that are waiting in the wings have no idea whether they're going to get a chance to bowl or not. It all comes down to the player in front of them who has to win for them to even have a chance. For Team Europe, they're just going to keep going. They know they've got a bowl, they're going to be bowling, so they are in a much more positive frame of mind. Williams then, with that maximum 5-pin lead if he strikes off from here. And that'll do for starters. Boof Stew back on it.
Just slightly increased his speed there from that previous split frame in frame 3. Uses the full width there, getting the outside balls, but that ball comes roaring back, carries the 10-pin just at the last moment, but it counts as 10.
Well, the US fans in the crowd, you can see them with the hats on. Had a pretty good afternoon. 4-2 win, the first session that the States have taken at World Cup 16, and Wes Malott not going to take his hand off the trophy just yet.
Yes, this slightly shorter oil pattern, I say it's shorter, it's 42 feet. It will allow for slightly higher scores, giving that extra bit of back end. The guys can come off the corner of the pattern with lots of rotation on the ball. As long as they're in the right area of the lane, down at about 44 feet, just allow the ball to turn up and hopefully carry all 10 in the pocket.
Palermo, Barrett in the middle, and Larson. The 3 Europeans watching their teammate Stuart Williams here, trying to get the job done. It's been a spectacular performance from Team Europe here in Barnsley. They couldn't quite put the deal to bed this afternoon, but they are determined to do it right now.
How focused does Stu Williams look? Great looking shot. It's 2 strikes in a row, 4th and 5th frame. He's really getting locked and loaded. He wants to tie this game up. He wants to tie this tournament up.
Parker Bone, the odd one out there on the edge of that European group of players. No, the 10 might be Team USA's downfall here.
Well, that was just the difference between the last 2 shots, wasn't it? Stu put one in the pocket and carried 10. Wes puts one in the pocket and leaves the 10. The 10-pin in the corner. So he score decreases. Can only make a spare. But Stuart's up with a chance to make 3 strikes in a row.
Parker talking it up there. Come on, man, he says. That's all they can do here, Team USA. They've just got to live in hope. It's still the kind of oil pattern that far down the track that could hurt one of these bowlers. And one mistake, as we've seen in a good number of games at Webber Cup 16, is enough for the opponent to get across the line. There's confirmation of that oil pattern, and it really is heavy across the middle. Oh, he's got it! And he needed a touch of luck there, did Stu Williams, but he'll take it, and so will the European fans.
Pins from heaven. Crikey, where did this one come from? It's a great looking shot. Just a little bit high, but where's that pin come from? It was hit twice, I think, wasn't it, that 4-pin?
Look at that. Great reaction from the fans that have been ever present at Webber Cup 16 on Europe's side. Good response from Wes Malott. But, I mean, what else can you do? You can throw pocket hits like that all day, but if the pins won't drop for you, they just won't go.
2 strikes and 4 9 spares is the unfortunate tale of the tape for Wes. And that's take that one away, and we're at end of frame 6. And there's the European reserve side cheering on Wes Malott.
Well, that's a real feature of not just 10-pin bowling, but at the Webber Cup. The fact that the fans do get on side for the opposing team, and the European fans have been very, very generous to the American players, and the American players have referenced that in interview after interview. It's a really good spirit.
Big ball for Stuart Williams, looking for 4 strikes in a row.
Well, leaves the 10, but the concern there was leaving the 7-10.
Yeah, it's not a bad shot. A full to spare. See, it's just light on the headpin, and sixpence fallen down flat in the gutter.
He'll take
he knows how close it was.
He'll take it.
He'll settle for a spare.
The nominal advantage remains with Team Europe. No doubt about it, this result, if it is over quickly this evening, will certainly reverberate around the 10-pin bowling worldcast.
Cracky, absolutely, yeah. It's going live to several places, even to the United States, I understand.
Yes, and some of their best-known bowlers on show. And at the moment, taking a bit of a beating here in Barnsley. Oh, would you believe it? Winkles out the 10, leaves the 7, and that's what happens. These guys make these adjustments, but every reaction has a reaction.
It's just not going for him, is it? Single pins galore. Not enough strikes. Not for the want of trying, I must admit. So 3 single pin spares in a row.
Continually letting Stuart Williams off the hook. But the job's not done yet. Williams mustn't err. Has to keep this in the pocket. Has to keep carrying the pins. He'll take a spare, but he really wants a strike to relieve the pressure and become the Team Europe hero for 2015. Brilliant. Brilliant from Stuart Williams. He really has stood up to the mark in this final day's play.
6 strikes for the European out of 8 frames.
One more, he says. One more, he thinks, will do it.
Well, yeah, Wes isn't striking. It's a great looking shot. It's got to be well satisfied with that. And we're down to frame 8 already.
Team USA running on fumes. And finally all 10 go down. But not much of a celebration from Wes Malott.
26 pins is the difference. Both players working on strikes. We're already up to the foundation frame. Stuart looking to double.
Yeah, double into the foundation, Cass, and where does that leave Malott if he doesn't strike? Look at Dom. It's tough to say whether this man is relaxed or not. Look at him. He's trying to give that kind of composed look. I think he's okay, you know. I think he's okay, the European team captain. Says stay out, it stays out. Makes the pocket, down they go. And Team Europe are just a small step away from a massive victory over the USA this year in Weber Cup 16.
Got a fantastic looking shot. Stuart could be just 1 shot away now, and that's what it means to him and the rest of the boys. 1 shot away from the Weber Cup.
And Dominic Barrett is going to be a whole lot more relaxed after that one. The Team Europe captain has done a fabulous job. I'll take my words back. That was a big puff there of the cheeks. And the 10 stays up. This is going to be a European victory here. And Cass Edwards, they thoroughly deserve it. There you go. Parker Bone says, that's it, boys. I'm shaking hands.
Yes, I'm afraid enough is enough. Those corner pins have just done it for Wes Malott, I'm afraid.
European crowd now on their feet for this man. Beef Stew, as he's known. That's the nickname he picked up on the PBA when he won his first big title, and it's a nickname that has stuck. But Stu Williams is going to be the European Weber Cup hero for 2015. It's not going to be in glorious style, but it will be a fabulous win nonetheless. And now the celebrations can really start.
It is all over. 2:08 is the maximum for Team USA. Stuart's already beaten that, and the Weber Cup belongs to Team Europe.
Well, a marvellous, marvellous performance from Team Europe during the course of the last 3 days. It's finished off in some style by Stuart Williams. Parker Bowen's debut at the Weber Cup, not a successful one. He'll be thinking about coming back for revenge. And Wes Malott still has that lonely task of having to bowl this one through, and hopefully Team Europe can just hold off on the celebrations until he's done it. Once again, marvellous sporting applause from the crowd here in Barnsley. They know their bowling, and they certainly know their bowlers. And they get to watch 4 fabulous players from across the pond come here to the UK to compete. 4 huge names in the sport, though, have been taken down by some serious play by Team Europe. And Wes Malott, with a last throw of the dice, trying to keep the crowd on side. Left hand he goes. A little trick shot to finish. And the superheroes are up to shake Wes Malott's hand. Well played, big man. Not an easy situation, but he comes away from that with great credit. But here in Barnsley, the story, well, it was unravelling as the day played out, but it was always inevitable, surely, that Team Europe Cass would get that final point inside regulation.
Yes, I'm afraid it was very much on the cards. 2 sessions were won by the Europeans, 5 matches to 1, and that really did put the Team USA on the back burner.
It was pretty much blue all the way. And in the end, they managed to finish it off. First game of the evening session. We didn't think it would get there. Team USA determined to make this one last. At least gave themselves a chance. But Stu Williams stepped up to the plate, and as he's done so often during the course of Weber Cup history, he was the man that did the business. And Cass, that levels things up at 8 apiece overall.
Yeah, absolutely fine. The whole rubber is tied, 8 apiece, and come back next year.
So 17-8 it is, it's confirmed, a win for Team Europe, and now the celebrations can start. What a fabulous finish to Weber Cup 16. It's 1, 2, 3 times the charm for Team Europe. Let's get to the presentation ceremony with our MC, Brett Hollywood.
Ladies and gentlemen, to present this year's Dafabet Weber Cup, please welcome from Match Sport, Mr. Luke Riches.
Well, let's come and have a quick chat with Team Europe's captain, Dom. Huge congratulations. How proud of your team and this victory are you?
Really proud. I mean, we came into this event knowing that we're 87 down. We've had 2 really close years, the last 2. And we fought an uphill battle the last 2 years. This year was the first time we ever got to experience being that far ahead, being in control the whole time, not having to be under pressure hardly at all, and just got to enjoy it. So I have 3 great teammates, the great crowd. I have Dafabet to thank, and Sky Sports and Matchroom. It's been fantastic. So thank you so much, and we can't wait to come back again next year. I mean, the crowd as well, listen to them. Can't ask for anything more, so fantastic, thanks.
We've definitely had some interesting fancy dress in the crowd this year as well, some interesting outfits, but how much do they help you along at this tournament here in Barnsley?
No, we can't explain it enough. I mean, having you guys here cheering us on, and the messages we get from home as well, that people that couldn't make it, now it's live. It's, we used to say it was the 5th man, but I think it might be the 10th man by now. I mean, we had momentum before, but what we've had this year has just been unbelievable, and it's all thanks to you guys here. And I know I know a lot of people would like to see this head over to the States, but I'm probably one of the people who actually wouldn't. I want to see it stay right here in Barnsley, right here in the UK, with great people here that get to watch bowling once a year, and stay right at home. This is the home of bowling here in Barnsley, and I love it. The team loves it. You guys all love bowling too, and it's the easiest thing to do is come out and perform for you guys, for our team, and we love doing it.
You guys have had a massive victory this weekend, and you personally, and in fact all of you, have performed so well over so many years on this stage. But is this perhaps the sweetest of all your victories?
It is. I mean, the last couple of years where we came back from so far down both times, it was really great the last night, but we got to enjoy this the whole way through, all 5 sessions. We were in control the whole time. I think we actually got to take it in a little bit more from how well we were bowling. There wasn't anybody struggling really, apart from me at the beginning, I guess, and I managed to pick my game up. Well, the team helped me on the first night pick my game up. And that's exactly what we've had the whole time. All 4 of us have come together so well. We've had families here. I know Martin and Oscar have their young family here, which has definitely helped them. And it's actually helped Stu and I with that too, because it's been like a family, all 4 of us, and everyone up there too. And it wasn't really fair on the Americans, to be perfectly honest.
Dom, stay there. I want to have another word with you in just a moment. Tommy, can I ask you to come over here and have a quick chat? Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the American team. Tommy, you've performed so well over here over so many years. You've lit up this stage in Barnsley. This year, it just didn't quite happen for the Americans, did it?
Yeah, we just got off to not a very good start the first night, and they just kept dog pounding every time they went up and bowled. It seemed like they were bowling 250, and sometimes that's what happens when great bowlers get out there and do it. And fortunate for them, they did it and got it way ahead, and they just never let off the gas.
This afternoon was obviously much better for you, and you actually won 3 games in a row. At some point, did you start to think, I tell you what, this could be on here?
Well, you never stop believing. I mean, with this, we wouldn't be here if we didn't think we could win. And Dom's right. You guys pull for the Europeans, but you're great to us too, and we appreciate everything.
Tommy, in terms of this atmosphere and this lane in Barnsley, you've performed so well over so many years. You've had these 300 games. In terms of next year, I'm sure we'll see you back here again. What would you change? Obviously very early to kind of call, but what would you change in terms of how you'd approach it next year based on what happened this year?
Maybe we'd come to the Halloween party? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, a lot of it was us making some bad choices the first night and just letting them get relaxed. And anytime you can get relaxed when you're bowling on one lane, it makes it a lot harder for the other team to get any momentum. So we just have to make sure that first night you can't get 5-1 down. If you do, it's just an uphill battle the whole time, and they're relaxed, and we were tense, and a lot of bad decisions made, a lot of bad shots.
Well, Tommy, you've still performed with great credit here in Barnsley. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Jones and the American team. Let's have another quick word with Dom Barrett then. Dom, all 8 bowlers that have taken place in this tournament today, you're all off to Vegas tomorrow morning. It's not often that the words Vegas and Barnsley occur in the same sentence, but amazingly they are today. You've got bragging rights on the flight to this tournament in Vegas, haven't you?
Yeah, we certainly do. But like we would usually go out and celebrate tonight and get together as a team and everyone who supported us. But unfortunately, we do have that early flight tomorrow morning, but we'd much rather stay in Barnsley and head to Vegas, with the 4 of us would at least anyway.
Will there be dancing in the streets of Barnsley tonight?
Unfortunately, there can't be, because we do have to be up early, but if we were to go on previous years, there would have been, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dominic Barrett and the fantastic champions of the Weber Cup, Team Europe. And so Europe have levelled things up in the Weber Cup. They have got this Weber Cup victory, and in 2015 they have finally won the Weber Cup, and they've evened things up at 8 each in Weber Cup history. Amazing how it kind of seems to go in groupings, and in the last 3 years they have now won the Weber Cup. So there you go. Overall scores, Europe 8, USA 8, and what a fantastic win for Team Europe. The USA managed to take it into the evening session, but it was 17-8. Guy, how impressed have you been by Europe? They've just been awesome over this weekend, haven't they?
Yeah, the thought flawless comes to mind, you know, barring that little session this morning where they had the 3 wins in a row. Other than that, an absolutely perfect performance from Europe.
And they're just so used to performing at a high level. Amazing that they're all 8 of them, getting on a flight to Vegas at 6 o'clock in the morning. They'll be competing in Vegas tomorrow evening.
Well, I can assure you they'll be talking about it the whole way in the plane, and it's a long flight, so I'm sure the Americans won't be enjoying that flight.
USA at one point, Tommy said that, you know, we did think that we might have it on, it might be game on, but in the end they didn't have enough points on the board, did they?
I think that's the key. He has to get the team to believe, and I think once they won 3 in a row, I think we even started to believe. You know, that cliffhanger in that 4th game, really what it came down to. But yeah, these guys fought really till the end. I mean, a brave performance for them, because they could have arrived here today and just given up, because it did look ominously bad for them. But they put up a brave fight, and credit to those guys.
And a quick word on Team Europe. Just how good were they this weekend?
No, superb. Hats off to Dom. I mean, first time being captain. Oscar coming back. Stu just being phenomenal. Martin always so solid. You look at that, every single player performed. I mean, Dom was very critical to blame himself that first night. Absolutely not. He was superb, and hats off to all 4 of them. Well played.
Guy, thanks very much indeed. It's been an absolutely terrific tournament. Europe led right from the start. They dominated on day 1 and day 2, and they wrapped it up today as well. They are the Weber Cup champions of 2015. It's been a record-breaking weekend. Thanks for joining us here in Barnsley.